Okay, ma. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, all. I'm audible. Please respond. Can you listen me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, so everyone see here. In last class, we have already started this topic, choosing our platform. Okay, choosing your platform. So in that we are having different types of parameters which we have to look. The first one is the speed, the processor speed. Okay, second one is the RAM. Okay, and third one is the network. That all three we have discussed in the last class. So we have seen that the power processor speed means you already know if any device which is having the higher speed processor, then definitely the execution time will be less. Speed of processor means processor speed is more, means execution time will be less. If speed of this processor is less, then definitely execution time will be more. So you have to choose this according to your project or according to your application or according to the what purpose we are going to use. Okay, you have to choose up according to your problem. Similarly, we went for the RAM. So when you want to run at a time 100 applications, so definitely RAM size should be more. Okay, or if you are going to use any complicated execution, means the instruction to be executed, there the RAM size should be more. Okay, hence in order to store temporarily your data, RAM size should be more. Hence you have to choose your RAM according to again your project or again your requirement. Okay, so but remember here the processor speed and RAM speed is more, means you will be getting the best output or best execution time you will be getting. And then the network that we have seen. So now if you see the network, so in the network what we have done, let us consider you have chosen processor and then the RAM, but uh, let us consider the device is not going to connect to the internet. Then for that particular case we cannot use this particular device. So before we go and choose our platform, we need to see how much effectively this device is connected, okay, to the network, which to the internet. So there are different types of procedure is there, or different types of possibility ways are there where this device is connected to the internet or connected to the other device. Okay, like you can connect through Wi-Fi. Okay, so Wi-Fi, and you can connect this through your Bluetooth, Zigbee, and all those things we have seen. Like that, the network is also one of the parameter which we need to look into when we are going for the choosing of your platform. And then today we will go for the USB, power consumption, interfacing with sensor and other circuitry, and then the physical size and form factor. That today we will go for that. Yes, now USB. Now let us consider, I'll be using here this space and I'll be explaining you. Let us consider USB. So as we know everyone, the importance of USB. Take one example. Best example is our laptop, our device, what we are using, the personal computer or our laptops. Each and every laptops and each and every personal computers will have USB port, isn't it? We are going to have the USB port. So what can be done using the USB port? So here in our regular life, when you are going to use the what I can say your computer, then using USB, okay, using USB you can connect the mouse, okay, to your system. You can connect your mouse because mouse is connected through the USB port, and then you can use this mouse for your system. Similarly, you can connect your keyboard also. Okay, you can connect your keyboard similarly, right, through same USB port, right. Another thing is you can also connect uh, anything through your USB port to copy and paste, means read and write. So you can copy some things in some information or some data to your system, or you can take from your system, like you can copy and paste it. So if you want to copy some data into your system from other device, then you can take the pen drive and then you will be inserting and then you are copying, right. So all these things will be doing or will be done with the help of your USB port. Okay, with the help of USB port. Another thing is, if you want to change your software, okay, like your Windows OS, then what you are going to do? You are going to copy your OS into the pen drive, and then you are inserting through your USB port, and then you are running this OS so that you can install the new Windows. So like that, all these phenomena, okay, what we are discussing, everything we can connect our device through this port only, to this USB port. Hence, without USB port, you cannot use all these phenomena. Okay, you cannot use all these things. That is why USB is very important. Now, what happening here is, okay, let us consider one example. These are the very simple the things what we are going to do by using our, means for our system. But let us consider there is one device. Okay, this is a device, let us consider, which is giving, means this device is designed for some purpose. Let us consider this device is designed for some purpose. Let us consider output of this device X. For example, I am talking about, please listen here. So here, this device is designed for some purpose. Let us consider the output of this particular device is always give X. Now I want Y output here. Okay, means I want to use this device differently for different purpose. Actually, even though they design this device for one particular purpose, but I wanted to use this for other purpose also, like Y purpose, for Y output. Then now, if you do something, or if you do some modification to your system, let us consider in that way. If you modify something to your system, then if you get your Y output, okay, clearly listen here what I am telling. First, this device is designed for getting X output, X for X purpose, but I need to use this for Y purpose also. Then how can I get? What I am telling you is, if something modify, if I do some modification to my system, let us consider in that way. If I do some modification to my system, and if I get the Y output, then definitely I can do that modification, right? Because this is my device, I already bought it, and then I am using it. Now I want another output like Y. Now how I am going to get? I am giving you statement that if I do some modification, let us consider, if I do some modification, and if I get my Y output, then definitely I am going for this modification, right? Now what happened here is, whatever modifications I am talking about, okay, whatever modification I am talking about, actually I am not going to insert my system in my system, or I am not going to build in my system. So what I am going to do, if the same modification or whatever hardware structure is there, what I am talking about here, if I get it from market, let us consider the same component, whatever I wanted to insert inside my system, so that I can get my Y output. If I get same hardware, okay, board or hardware from the market, and if this hardware, okay, can be connected to my system, and if I get my output, then obviously that is good for us, right? Means whatever device I am going to use, if this device is supporting to USB cable, okay, USB cable, and somehow if I connect this device through my USB cable, if this device is connecting through my USB cable, then I can get my Y output also. How I got? I told you already, right? This device designed for particular purpose, but I wanted to use for differently. So in order to get this particular output, now some modifications need to be done, and these modifications I cannot do to my device, but instead of that, whatever modification for that particular case, if I am having another device, then I can connect it and I can get my output like Y, right? Okay, so this is what I can do. Huh? Okay, right. Yeah, so that if I connect this portion of this hardware to my system, obviously I am going to get this. And now if my device not going to support USB cable, yes, USB here, okay, means the USB port is not there, you cannot connect it and you cannot get it. So what is the advantage of USB here is, I am going to use the external device and I can connect using the USB port, and I can get my desired output. That is possible when my device is, okay, having the USB. So that I can do number of applications like that. See, again, this device I can use for another purpose also. Again, wherever there is a need for some modification to my system, I cannot do any modification to my system. Already this kind of setup is already there, that I will be connecting and then I will be getting my output. Okay, so that is what the thing here. So that is why one of the main advantage of your USB means what I am going to do. I am going to use my device for multiple purpose. Okay, by connecting through the USB port. That is what one of the important what we are going to get using the USB. Okay, so like that. So actually, see another example, I can see one thing, one best example what we will understand here. I am having a system, that is my laptop is there. I came to teach you, right? Now in your class there is a monitor. I want to connect to my system, but my system is not supporting, actually my system is not having the VGA port. Okay, I don't have the VGA port. Now let us consider, but somehow I want to connect to this projector. Then best way is what? See, I can use the VGA port connector. One connector is there, external connector is there, so that I can use, and I can use this, and I can connect to this projector. So here, this connector is what? The mediator between the laptop and then your projector. Now what happened here? If this particular the structure means this particular external hardware, if I want to implement inside this my computer, then size of the computer will be increased. Okay, so here, even if I am not there, even if it is not there inside my system, I can use the hardware connector. Some connector is there, right? I can use that connector, and then I can connect to the this one, what I can say, to the projector. So like that I can connect it, and then I can get my output, and I can teach you on your screen. So like that, what I am going to see, if USB cable is port is there, you can connect it and you can get your output. So any device, okay, when we are going for the choosing of our platform, we need to look at whether it is supporting to USB or not. Because of that, we are having much more advantages. Even though if any modifications is there, okay, let us consider some versions are there. Let us consider. I brought one particular device. After some time, some modifications has been done, and they introduce another version of this particular device. Now if I am having a separate hardware which can support the latest version, it's very small hardware, okay, and now if I connect to my device with the help of my USB, and definitely I can get the same output what the latest version of the device is getting, right? So that this USB port is important in that particular case. Okay, so that is why USB also one of the major parameter. when you are going to choose your platform. If you read here, so whatever I taught, everything is there. Okay, so this is what I think. If you choose device can rarely and more probable అంటే చూడండి ఇప్పుడు so you are having one device here, another device here, you want to connect these two, best possibility is what you can just connect with the USB cable. Definitely it can be easily connected using the USB cable, and then you can save the data, get information, do whatever you want. Okay, so on. Whatever I explained, everything is there here, so just to go and then see one so that you can understand everything. Okay, yes, and then next one is the power consumption. Okay, the next parameter which we need to discuss is the power consumption. As we know here, everybody, for any device, power should be, means power consumption should be less. Whenever we are talking about a particular system which we are going to use for personal reason, for personal purpose, then you are going to use only one system. In that case, you may not be bothering much about the power consumption. But when we talk about the practical scenario, when we are going to use a huge number of systems or huge number of devices, definitely we are going to think about the power consumption. Now I am going to use thousands of devices, and whenever I'm going to buy the thousand of devices, obviously we need to think about the power consumption, because when those thousands of devices are working and power consumption is more and more, definitely the end of the month the power bill will be going to increase, means the power consumption will be more. So whenever you are talking about any device or any like microcontroller or any embedded devices, they have to think about the power consumptions also. Okay, what is the power consumption? Okay, that we need to discuss. So here, but remember here, for any device which is giving better output, means whichever device is having the more specification, definitely will consume more power. A device which is not having the more specification, means which is having less specification, definitely will have the less power consumption. Means in our case, as I said you, if you choose the high speed processor, okay, if you choose the processor speed is more, there are some powerful processor which can give you a very quick output, but in that particular case, obviously your power consumption will be more, definitely more. Whereas slow processor case, definitely your power consumption will be less. Obviously that, isn't it? Because big fellow can eat more food, small fellow can eat less food. So like that here, we can say here that the processor which is having faster definitely will consume more power, whereas slower one is get the less power consumption. Here again you have to always trade off. If you give the importance to time, you can compromise to power, but if you give the importance to power, then compromise to time. So like that, always depending upon our requirement, we will choose. But the power consumption will come into the picture when more than one or two devices are there in the market. If only one device is in the market, and if you want to use it, you should use it, right? Whether it is giving less power, whether it is consuming more power or less power, doesn't matter. But when there are multiple devices are there in the market, and you will be thinking what would be the output of this particular devices, whether similar kind of output is are there or not. And in that case, you will be always thinking the power consumption, then specifications, cost, price, everything you will be seeing. Again, depending upon your requirement, you will be deciding that, but the power consumption is one of the parameters where we need to think about the devices, IoT devices. So now if you read here, you can understand clearly. Okay. The faster processors are often more power hungry than the slower one. Means the processor which is having faster definitely will have power consumption more, whereas slower one will be having the less consumption. For device which might be able to might be portable or rarely on unconventional power, simply that see. And one more thing here is, remember one thing, and also you have to think about whether the whatever the component or device which we are going to use, whether it is operating on battery or any like solar power, or all that we have to think. Means depending upon your again your application, where you are going to install it, whether you are going to install for the within your house, or whether you are going to install outside house, or where you are going to use, and what kind of power is consuming, and that particular device whether it is operating on battery or direct electricity, or not, that you have to look into. So there are some devices which can operate on batteries, there are some devices which can operate on solar power, isn't it? So there are some devices which can directly install to our electricity, like means direct power, and all. Means we need to think about which one is best for us, for what purpose we are going to use, which is the giving the best output under which condition. All those things we have to see, and according that we have to choose. Okay, so how this device is going to take the power, that is also one of the important thing you have to remember. Okay, but finally what you have to understand here is, for any device, if power consumption is less, that is best product. But anyhow, you have to see the speediness of the product also. Always remember, there is a fight between price and then the time and then the power consumption and all those parameters. You have to always trade up between all these things, and then you will come out with the best solution according to your project or according to your requirement. This is what the what I can say, power consumption. And then next one is, the next parameter is what the interface with the sensor and other circuitry. This is important. Why important? See here. Let us consider this is your device, IoT device, which you are going to take into consideration. Now, this device should be interface with another device effectively, or it has to interface with the sensor also. Why? See here, I am going to have sensor. These are the sensor, right? Let us consider this is the sensor. And if this device is not going to interface with this sensor, or it is not going to interface with this device or other circuitry or device, anything, okay, then obviously we cannot get any information, or we cannot send any information. Why? Because when it is not going to interact or interface with this particular device or this particular sensor, how it's come to know, or how it's going to receive the information? It cannot it cannot receive the information. So now, if the device wants to give some information to the cloud, or it wants to get some information from the cloud, it has to interface or interact with those two devices. Means here, sensor and then this IoT device should be interact each other. Why? Sensor is sensing some information from the environment, and it is ready to give information to this device, and this device has to interact. Okay, and after interacting this device, it has to take some input data from the sensor, and after taking this input data from sensor, it has to pass that information to the cloud. It has to send to the cloud. Not only sending the data to the cloud, it has to get back data also. It has to receive the data also. Means in this case, how this device is interfacing with these two devices is important here. Whenever the device is sending the data to cloud, it's acting as an input device. And whenever data is going to receive from the cloud, that is acting as an output device, isn't it? So here our assumption means here our thinking is what? Not only device is connecting to one particular device, means one particular internet. Let us consider this device is effectively connecting to the internet, but it is not going to connect to the sensor. Then obviously here it is failing, right? So here what is our basic consideration is, remember here, now if you read here, in addition to talking to internet, okay, and not only it has to talk with the internet, your device need to interact with something else. Here see, first and foremost, without interaction of two devices, we cannot communicate, we cannot control one device with another device, right? So we cannot give any control action, or we cannot get any information. First and foremost, it has to be connected. After connection, how effective it is interacting is matter. Okay, so after connected those two devices, how effectively or how these two devices are interfacing each other and sharing the data from one point to another point, or one device to another device, is matter here. So that we need to think. Means here what I am telling you, our device is not only talking to internet, it has to interact with many other devices also, like your sensor. Okay, it has to interact with another device also, not only internet, it has to uh, interact with another device also, like your sensor. Means it has to sense information from sensor, and it has to give to the cloud. After that, if any information is coming from the internet to this particular device, it has to receive that data. Okay, it has to receive that information. Now whenever you are going to send this sensor data to internet, okay, it is acting as input device, but whenever it is receiving the data, it is acting as in output device. And best example here is that I can say motor, LEDs, screens, and so on are the outputs. It has to provide those output after getting the data from the clouds. Hence here, this data means this device has to interact with the sensor, as well as it has to interact with the network. And also remember here, it may sense data from the sensor, or may get data from the sensor, or it may gather data from its environment itself, and it has to provide to the output. So that is the case where interfacing is working. Means the interface is mandatory, okay, in order to have the interaction between two different devices. And again I told you, right, in order to interact, it has to connect it. So connection should be done through many ways. So the important thing here we will discuss is we'll be connecting, okay, some sort of peripheral buses here. Okay, so using those buses we are going to connect it, but after connecting, how is going to interact is the matter here, right? Like example, how whenever you are going to give analog data, how is going to convert into digital data, ADC conversion, A to D conversion, or D to A conversion, analog to digital and all. Okay, here analog to digital conversion and digital to analog conversion modules to read and write varying voltage. Whenever the varying voltage is given, how those things are reading, and how analog to digital is converted, the signal is converted from analog to digital, how those things is happening is the because of the interfacing of those devices. Okay, so like that. Again, when you talk about the Arduino or any microcontroller, we are having different types of pins. Again, with those pins, how is interacting, what is the interaction between those pin to pin? Okay, everything is there. So interfacing is important parameter here, and because of this only we can get the information, and we will be receiving the information. And obviously the interfacing device is different for the different modules. Means different controllers will have the different structure or different circuit in order to interface with the other devices. So need not to be always each and every microcontroller will have the same structure or same mixture, I can say. It may have different solution, or it may have different structure for different microcontroller. Okay, so this is what the things. And finally, I can say that you can see the physical size and form factor. So as we know, when you talk about electronic technology, when silicon chip came into the picture, everything became very small size. You know, in 1980s and 1970s and 1960s, if you see your computer, the size of the computer is very huge. It will occupy one complete room. And also, in order to operate this particular system or this particular computer, you need to have separate keyboards. Okay, means to control this circuit, you need to maintain other devices also. But what happened? As technology is increasing, size of this computer is decreased. Nowadays, we are using laptops very thin, and each and everything will be fabricated on the a single silicon chip. Okay, a single silicon chip, so that as technology increasing, the size of the devices are going to reduced. So size is matter here. Always people will think about that. If size is more, definitely space is required to occupy will be more. In our house also, if you want to buy something which is having very big, and another parameter, another device there which is very small in size, and but giving the both the output is same, then definitely will be choosing the later one, because size is low. That is why one fellow can think always about the size. Okay, when the what I can say, the ICs came into the pictures, number of number of transistors, number of resistors, number of capacitors can be fabricated in a single chip. Okay, so because of this silicon chip, okay, size of your electronic devices drastically came down. That is why people are always going to think about the size also. That is why it is the amount of space required for all the transistors and other components that make up the circuitry on silicon chip, isn't it? So silicon chip రావడం వల్ల మనకేమవుతుందంటే, see, if you design a chip this much of size, and if you include each and every component is one way, and if you are going to use another chip which is having this bigger, and if you insert same kind of components, then definitely people will prefer for this, isn't it? So obviously will give the advantage here. So that is why physical size should be less, so people will always think about that. Okay, and remember, nowadays whatever we are using PCB, right? So printed circuit boards are obviously they are having the smaller in the size. Yes, so with that, choosing your platform is over. Actually, you can choose your platform based on those criteria what we have discussed till now. After that, now we are discussing about the Arduino. See, before Arduino, what we have done, we discussed basic of electronics. We went for the background of the embedded devices, and then we went how to choose our platform. After that, we are now talking about the Arduino. Now when we come to Arduino, without any doubt, you can consider this Arduino as your Internet of Things device, because if you search anywhere, for every project of your Internet of Things, people use Arduino, because Arduino will give you best output. And whatever we discussed and we have done, right, all those things are there in the Arduino. But when we are talking about speed and then the RAM size and all, again I told you, right, Depending upon your project, you have to choose whether you require more RAM, whether you require more memory. Okay, depending upon your requirement, you can choose devices. But for our purpose, for any our, see, if you are going to use very like a common project and all, then definitely you can go for the Arduino. So Arduino will be giving the best output. And now if you talk about the Arduino, okay, here the nowadays we are going to have the several microcontroller boards are there for different Arduinos, but this Arduino first time introduced in Italy in 2005. So in 2005, first time Arduino came into the picture in Italy. Okay. So here, but nowadays people are seeing many version of that, and we are having, okay, that is to say, these days the Arduino project covers several microcontroller boards. We are having several microcontroller boards nowadays, but initially in 2005 it was developed in Italy. And how this came into picture? See, there were one group from one particular institution, okay. So they wanted to use a kind of board, okay, for the project purpose. There were some students, and they want to use some particular board, okay, in order to work their project. They want to work on board for their project purpose. Then what they wanted to do, they done, so they have searched for particular boards. At that time, there were some board, but those boards are very expensive. Okay, they searched for board, but they were very expensive, and also those boards are very hard to use. It very difficult to use, and cost also more, and also very hard to use. That is why what they have done, the teamwork came with one particular board that is called the Arduino board, and they have, they have, right, they have buy this particular board with a 20 rupee of Italians. So Italians, in Italians rupee, so 20 rupees. Okay, so that is what the first time they have brought this board, and they have used here. And the advantage of this board here, they have used here, so whatever program we are going to use in the Arduino is very easy only. Okay, whatever program you are going to use for the Arduino is easy when compared to any other board. So programming is easy, and also they have designed it for anybody, means anybody can learn this. The even beginner also can understand easily to those particular program, and also the functionality of those Arduino, because here, you can connect it to some pins and get out the output from other pins, but inside that you have to write down some codes, and those codes are also very simple code. Okay, and you can connect it, and you can get your output of your wanted whatever you want. Okay, so that is what the things is. Okay, yes, that is what I have already discussed. Okay, and remaining things are whatever we discuss in our laboratory. The 14 pins are there. Okay, and 6 pins are unlock, and 6 pins are output, 6 pins are digital pins. Okay, all those things are there. Okay, here is a decisions early on make code and schematics open source means that the Arduino board could alternatively do more. That is what, see, anybody can use it. Means for beginner also they have, means they design for very easy understanding. Okay, and they have designed for simplicity, not for like, for first initially they have designed for very simple, but nowadays the versions came, and according to that again some modification has been done, but initially it was for very easy only. It is also mean that the people could adopt and extend the platform to their suit own needs. That is what means, we can change it according to our requirement. Okay, we can change it according to our requirement. So that is what the adopt and then extended platform using, okay, to suit of their own needs. Whatever we require, we can change it according to that we can do it. Okay, using the Arduino board. And if you see here now whatever we are using is, whatever we are using is, but there are some different types of Arduino, the standard Arduino board has gone through several iterations. Means different iterations are there, or different several types we have seen till now, but now we are using UNO. Okay, UNO board is we are going to use. We used in our library also UNO. So here the first one is what? Here if you see Arduino NG is came with the picture first time. And then okay, Decimilla is another one. Domilana well is another one. And now fourth one is the UNO. So the presently people are using is UNO. So these are the different types of version I can say. Okay, iterations with the version is there in the Arduino. And here the UNO features, the people are the most powerful, whatever people now using is UNO. Now UNO features and Atmega. Remember, I already told you the Arduino boards came from the Atmega family. Okay, it's a kind of manufacturer, microcontroller manufacturer. Okay, the Atmega microcontroller I can say. So here UNO came from the Atmega. Okay, Atmega family, the Atmega 328 microcontrollers, and it is USB socket for connection to the computer. So it has the USB cable. As I told you, USB is very important because if any adaptation is there or any modifications you want to do, you can use that particular hardware and then you can insert here and you can get your output. Here USB socket is always there to connect the computer. And if we talk about your memory and then the RAM size here the memory will be, storage will be 32 kilobits only. Remember here, 32 KB only, very less memory. I already told you microcontroller will have less memory, whereas system on chip will be having more memory when I was discussing. Here in Arduino, we are having 32 KBs only storage, very less. And if you talk about RAM size very, very less, 2 KB, but you can get your output, okay, by using this much of storage and this much of RAM only. Okay, but don't let those manage amount of memory put your off. You can achieve okay surprising amount despite of the limitation. So you can get it the output. Okay, we are using right, so we can use it and we can get it. And as we already discussed, 14 general input output pins are there. Okay, 6 can provide PWM pulse width modulation output, and 6 are the 10-bit resolution ADC analog to digital conversion is there. And okay, ADC means analog to digital conversions. We have seen already. There were six analog pins for there, right? And also we are going to have input output pins, digital input output and analog input pins, and also we are going to have the USB connector. Now if you want to need more space, what happened here? Just if you see here, 32 KB space only and 2 KB of RAM. But if you want to more space and more RAM, then you can go for the Arduino. Okay, Arduino Mega 2560. Okay, 2560 is another Arduino where you can get it 256 of flash storage and 8 KB of RAM. There 32 bit. Okay, there 32 KB. Here is 2 KB was there, but now here it increased to 256 KB and here it increased to 8 KB RAM. And again 3 more serial ports came into the picture here. Now if you go for Mega 2560 Arduino, then you will be getting more ports, 3 more ports here. Okay, and here 64 general input output pins are there. So if you want to use for more, means if you want more space, then you can go for this. But for our application, that will be enough for us. But now, presently, the most recent one of your Arduino board is what? This one. So most recent one is this one. What is that? 32-bit ARM core microcontroller. This is what the most recent one. Okay, most recent one was 32-bit ARM core microcontroller, and the first one is Arduino board to use the architecture. So first time architecture are going to use it in the Arduino board. And now if you talk about space in terms of mega, see here in terms of KB it was, now in terms of mega. And now here RAM size also increased from first initially 2 KB was there, now I told you 8 KB, and now the latest one we are going to have up to 96 KB. Okay, so this is what the latest one. You remember all these things. What are the latest one? What is the first one? Okay, what is the memory size? What is the RAM size? All those things you should remember. The latest one is this one. So Arduino Neo has this control things, and in terms of mega and 96 KB is what you are these things. So this is what regarding the Arduino, and tomorrow we will discuss like how to debug and how to run this Arduino and all. What are the steps we need to follow for the execution of this output and all that we'll be seeing tomorrow. So with this today, I'll stop this session. Okay. So that's it for today's class. If anybody has any doubt, you can respond. Otherwise, you may leave the class. Anybody has any doubt, you can ask. Otherwise, you may leave the class. Thank you. Thank you so much.